held a number of important positions, and right now she's the pre-K coordinator, Angeline Cotton. Good morning, Ms. Cotton. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
We had started announcing that it's, I guess you call it early qualifying time or early bird registration. There you go, for pre-K. And of course, that's what you came to talk about. First of all, pre-K. What ages are covered in pre-K?
It's our 4-year-olds, and it's our NC pre-K program.
And they have to be 4 by
August the 31st.
Okay.
2026.
And some kind of qualification, I guess, also, not just anybody, right?
That's exactly correct. There are qualifications. We look at, the state looks at income, whether or not the student has a educational or any educational developmental needs, health needs, and there's some other risk factors like, am I in foster care? Am I homeless? Those are some of the things that we look at. And when we're looking at NC Pre-K, we enter this information into the state database, and then the state makes the determination.
So it's a state program, not a county program, is that correct?
It is not a county program. However, we do have partnership with some of our private providers or private child care centers within Scotland County.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So the early registration is now, and I've gotten the impression that you sort of have to really encourage people to try to be part of this program.
Oh, definitely. We highly encourage folks to complete the application for NC Pre-K, only because it's an at-risk program. And we look at focusing on the early literacy skill, like the students understanding print, math, and even social-emotional development.
When you say at-risk program, do you mean at-risk as in they'll take it away if we don't have enough participants, or at-risk for at-risk kids?
At-risk students.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Those at-risk students, as I mentioned before.
Yes, I was just didn't know.
Yes.
When you said at-risk, I know there's some programs, if you don't have enough participation, then the money dries up, the program goes away. So I didn't know if you meant the program was at risk.
Students, at-risk students.
Yes. And we were talking off the air before we started. You kind of look at this just like I tried to tell my daughter about FAFSA when she was going to college. Just apply. Don't think for the government. Put in the application. You might be surprised. Let them tell you no, but don't assume no. Would you say you?
I would completely agree. And what would it hurt?
Yes.
Complete the application. We will enter all the information. If you're eligible, then around August, third week in August, we will make contact to let you know whether or not your child has been found eligible for NC Pre-K.
Okay. Is there an advantage to applying early? Does that give you a step up or a better chance of being accepted in the program?
What it does is it still gives you the opportunity. So you always want to get that information in early,
right? So
that we can go ahead and begin to process that information, enter it into our database.
Now, some people get sort of discouraged when they have a big application or the thing to fill out. You know, it can be sort of daunting. But do you help folks through the process?
What we did and what we do is we provide those opportunities, like having an on-site registration day where we have the parents, grandparents come in to complete the application, and we have staff on hand who will be able to support them with that process. We'll answer any questions they may have. They have documents that we need copies of. We'll make copies of those documents. We provide that support. And we normally do about 3 to 4 sessions throughout the summer. And then if we need to add more, we will add more. But they can simply stop by the A.B. Gibson Center, and we're willing to assist then as well.
One thing I've noticed since I was in kindergarten 70 years ago.
In the one-room school.
That's exactly what it was. Anyway, the things that we did then, things that we didn't do until the first grade, it seems like get done in kindergarten now as far as learning. We didn't, we weren't learning the alphabet or anything, until first grade. So I'm wondering, is pre-K more like what kindergarten used to be?
Well, what I will say to you is pre-K, we look a lot at those developmental milestones. So we're looking at them being able to interact, self-regulate. Like I said, we're looking at those basic skills like knowing print, that the print on this paper makes up words, there are letters. We're looking at basic literacy and math skills.
Yeah.
Most important thing is that social emotional development.
You know, you and this is such a pivotal, crucial time for children. You always hear that 95% of everything you need to know as a human being you'll learn before you're 5 years old. And when you talk about it in those terms, realizing that print makes words and those words are communication, those fundamental skills, you get to an age like I am now, I'll be 56, and you don't even understand how foundational those things are because you've always done it. But there are folks out there who don't have that or don't know that, and that's not encouraged. And this is so important.
It is very important
to get them started and to get to these kids, especially when they're at-risk kids, to show them the importance of education and knowing that nature hates a vacuum. In other words, if we're not filling that vacuum with words and reading and skills and taking pride in a job well done, then it's going to be filled with something else.
That's exactly right. It is very important. And what we do with our students and what our teachers and staff do with the students on a daily basis really has an impact.
And the reinforcement.
Now, the actual pre-K classes take place where? At the various elementary schools?
Yes, at each of our elementary schools and again at some of our private child care centers within Scotland County because we subcontract with them and they provide services as well.
Yeah, because as you said, it's a state program, so it's not just Scotland County Public Schools.
That's exactly right.
So I would guess they're eligible for transportation on the buses as well.
That is correct. So if we make sure that when we are completing this process, we're looking at zoning, your address and where you live, and we try to make sure that you are attending the site that is closest to the zone that you're living in.
It really sounds to me like the most crucial thing, we were talking about this earlier, but the most crucial thing is just to get folks to sign up.
Getting everybody to apply.
And we'll take care of the rest. We'll get them there. We're going to feed them. We're going to look after them. If all you need to do is apply.
Apply.
And you'll even help them apply.
We will help you apply.
So how do they do that? If somebody's listening, they say, okay, I want to apply. What do I do?
Well, currently applications are available at each of our elementary schools and the identified private sites. So they start there by picking up that application. So right now, at this level, the schools and the sites are able to help with completing the application as well. But should they have any questions and they're not sure who to call, they can call the district office and somebody will put them in contact with someone in the NC Pre-K department.
What's that number at the district office, Ms. Cotton?
That number is 276-1138.
276-1138.
With a 910 in front of it.
With a 910 in front of it.
If you don't mind, I'm going to read. I've got a list of the places here, and it might be helpful to people. Of course, the A.B. Gibson Center.
The A.B. Gibson Center.
That's obvious. Early Beginnings Child Care, which is McIntosh Road. God's Little Angels 1 and 2. One's in Wagram and one's in Laurinburg, right?
Yes. 2 is on Crestline Road and 1 is on Marlborough Street in Wagram.
Then Laurel Hill Elementary, Kids Campus on Produce Market Road. South Johnson Elementary, State Line Children's World on Barnes Bridge Road, and of course Sycamore Lane Primary School, and then Wagram Elementary School.
That is correct.
So you can get applications at any of those places. Do you need to call ahead, or can you just show up?
You can just show up.
Is there any documentation they need to bring?
What they need to do first is to get the application. There is documentation, and it is listed. So having that child's birth certificate, their Social Security, immunization, health, dental, those things are required, but students have within that first 30 days. So 30 days after starting, we do have to have that information from them. Their proof of residency and proof of income.
So they'll have plenty of time to get all that together.
They will have time to get that together, but again, we encourage them to complete that application, get those documents together, and we will move forward with processing that application.
Well, and I would say those are probably the same things that they're going to need to register for regular school for kindergarten as well. So.
Except for proof of income, I would think.
Yeah,
that is correct.
The target group are lower income.
Yes, it is.
People, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, because to give them an opportunity they might not otherwise have, I guess is the whole point.
Right, and again, by it being at risk, it's not only income that we will look at. We will look at if there are any educational needs, or there are any health needs, developmental needs. We'll look at things like that.
Identifying them early.
Yes.
Now, you have a background of dealing with special needs children, don't you?
I do. I do have a special education background that spans over 20 years.
Well, I'm just going to tell you something. You can't see it out there. You probably heard it in her voice, but when she said that, her face just lit up.
Lit up, yeah.
Yeah, she had this big smile. You can tell she has a heart for special needs kids, and we need more folks like that.
Yeah, sure do. That's a special calling, I'm quite sure.
Absolutely.
Not just anybody would be able to handle it. I would think. All right.
Her face is lit up again.
All right, so this is going on, it's January 30th, so it's already started.
It has already started. Applications became available on the 30th, so we encourage everybody to get out there, get those applications, get them completed. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to call. So if there are questions about, hey, I don't have this document, I'm not able to get it right now, we can maybe provide some guidance there on what else we could possibly use.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they get the application, do they complete it on site, or can they take it home and complete?
They can take the application home with them, complete it, and then they should return it to the nearest elementary school. So even if I've picked it up from a private site, we encourage them to return it to the nearest elementary school.
And if you're listening out there, I'll say this: if you know of a child that you think would benefit, if you know someone, we would like to think that everybody in the county is listening, but we know that's not the case. But if you're aware of a child that would benefit from this, or and someone may not be listening to the radio, let them know. Go by and get the application, take it to them. But we need to get these kids signed up.
We do ask that everybody spread the word.
Yeah, spread the word. It takes a village.
It takes a village. And the one other great thing that we're going to be offering on February 12th is going to be a parent informational session. So parents can come into the A.B. Gibson Center, and I did bring something for you. They can come into the A.B. Gibson Center on February 12th from 5 to 6, and we will, again, provide them with a little bit more information on NC Pre-K, what that looks like, how you apply, who's eligible, and we'll take them through an application just to show them that these are some things that the application is asking you to include.
And refreshments will be provided.
And refreshments will be provided.
I'm going to say it. That's where you should have started.
Yep. Always start with the food.
Cookies and punch.
I notice here July 10th is the deadline. Is that right?
We do take in applications all year.
Okay.
This is just our early bird registration season.
So it's not really a deadline. It's just that's your season.
Yes, okay. It is.
Once you get past July 10th, it's sort of not it's not early bird anymore.
It's not early bird, but we do tend to see an influx in as well.
Yeah. All right. And the number again, you said I think was 910-276-1138.
That is correct.
And who do they ask for?
They can ask for NC Pre-K department. They can ask for Angeline Cotton.
Either way. All right. Sounds good. Well, Angeline, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Angeline Cotton is Pre-K coordinator for Scotland County Schools for the NC Pre-K program. We're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back with some more of our